I am not a product of my circumstances. Hello, welcome back to my 90 days of lessons from me to you. And today's day 55. I know that I said yesterday that I want to be free thing was a lesson, but I'm not really calling that a lesson anymore. And it might be a little windy because how do I turn this around? Well, I'm on the beach. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I'm on the beach, so it's a lot of wind blowing right now. So I really do hope this comes out pretty good. But today's lesson is that I am not a product of my circumstances. And coming back home to Jamaica, where I grew up for the first 13 years of my life, I lived here for 13 years. I literally grew up here. Like all my formative years, except for my teenage years, were here. Of course, I changed a little bit over the time living in the U.S., the States, my speech patterns, my habits, my things that I do. But for the most part, I do consider myself a homegrown Jamaican because I've lived here longer than I have in the States. And I try to visit like every year. But looking back and seeing how far we've come, with my family, my mom, my dad, and just my grandparents. Because for a long time, I lived with my grandparents because my parents had separated. My mom had moved to the States, and my dad didn't feel like he was in a position to take care of me. So I lived with my grandparents. And I remember days waking up and, I had a lot of cousins in the house. It was a lot of us. And bro, we were poor. Like we were poor. And, we're not rich by any means, but we're better off now, way better off than we were before. Both my parents are better off now. They're not together still, but, looking back and just seeing how far I've come and the things that I've done with what I've been given, I'm pretty proud of myself. Like, it's kind of hard to, say that you're proud of yourself when you kind of see where you are without looking back. And I feel like we don't give enough gratitude to genuinely where we've come from. Because there's people that have gotten, that aren't even halfway doing what you're doing, and they have way more than you. There are so many people out there that they've literally been given a golden spoon from birth, and they haven't done literally anything with it. And I know this because I've seen these people. Sometimes I feel like I am one of these people when I mess up, but I'm just like, I have to look at myself and see the things that I've done and be grateful for it, because I've done these things despite things, right? I've done these things despite my parents not. One second. I'm sorry, I just ate. I've done these things despite my parents not having, the most sufficient funds. I've done these things despite the fact that my parents, they're not together. I've done these things despite the fact that I moved around a lot as a kid. I've done these things despite the fact that I was an immigrant kid moving to America, not knowing anything about the culture, the people, what I'm going to do with my life. I just always knew that I had a dream and I had an ambition. I was going to make something happen because I was not going to be the one to fail. That is the way I look at myself. I look at my life. I was like, I will not be the one to fail, because once I realized that you make something of your life by doing something, that is when I really woke up. And I'm just like, I refuse to be a product of my circumstances. And looking at, I'm going to get a little personal here, looking at my older brother and seeing that we had the same resources. We had the same, looking at even cousins, we had the exact same resources and they did absolutely nothing with it. That's not to say that everybody has to go this educational route or something like that, but it's like seeking higher for yourself, wanting higher for yourself. And they just didn't do anything with it. And I'm like, I refuse to be that person that at the end of the day, when somebody asks me why I am where I am, I'd be like, damn, man, like the things that happened around me, the people that were around me, they held me back and things like that, and it's where I come from. And it's like, that's not to say that doesn't play a factor. It does. It does play a factor. But the thing about that factor is it can be your motivating factor. Because I have a cousin, she had way less than me. Her dad wasn't in her life. Her mom couldn't even take care of her. She literally lived straight off of my grandparents. And she is a doctor. She's a doctor. She had literally all the odds stacked against her, and she made it. She is the first person in our entire family to claim the title of doctor. She's older than me. And she had way less than me because both of my parents were at least active in my life. She had to beg her dad to be active in her life. And her mom just, she just couldn't provide like that. So it's just like, I'm looking at these people and I'm looking at myself. I'm like, who am I to say that my circumstances are what dictate what I do with my life? Who am I to say that my circumstances are what determines what I'll be in my life? I absolutely refuse for my life to be dictated by my past. That is the thing. I refuse for my life to be dictated by my past, because if I let my life be dictated by my past, that means that I lost. It means that I lost. I gave up. I'm just like, wow, man, like the past looking behind me is what determines what I'm going to be in the future. And I don't know, man. I don't think that's fair to you. That's not fair to the people that came before you. And it's definitely not fair to your future self, because you're already counting yourself out. That's the most important thing. Having your circumstances dictate where you go and what you do with yourself in your life means that you've already counted yourself out. And I've said this numerous times and times again on this channel. I refuse to count myself out. So why should you? Why should you? Why should you let the things that have happened to you in the past? That's not to say that you need to diminish them and that they're not valid things that have happened in the past. But why should those things be what determine your future? Why should those things determine the person that you become? Huh? I know people always say that your past does play a factor in your life, but everything plays a factor in your life. The present moment is the only thing that truly, that's your life. The present moment is what carries you. The present moment is your life. The present moment dictates the future. What you do right now, what you do tomorrow, not what you did yesterday. Honestly, not even what you did tomorrow, what you do tomorrow, what you do today. What you do right now is what dictates your future. So yeah. I really hope this video came out great, because it is very windy. It's beautiful out here. Like, look at it. It's beautiful out here. It's beautiful out here. It's not even like the touristy beach. It's really nice out here. He has a little look around over here. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for today's lesson. As always, put God first in all that you do, seek Him in all that you do, and love yourself before you love anybody else. And if there's nobody out there that loves you, I love you, but there is somebody out there that loves you. And guys, stop counting yourself out. Stop looking back to expect future results. You're doing great. You're doing fine. And thank you to everybody that's been watching the videos. To those of you that have subscribed, those of you that have been watching consistently every single day, I love you and I truly appreciate you. To those of you who comment, guys, I reply to every single comment. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. It's a funeral tomorrow. I can't really promise you, but hopefully. But yeah, I'll see you guys when I see you guys.